now to your two dad show. Ooh, JJ and Deacon, they're the ones in the know. Subscribe quick, the Squid Monster's on the way. Inspire with us, tomorrow's news today.
Tomorrow's news, what a killer deal. A Mayorkas Migrant was released. Oh, man. Who could have predicted? Who could have thought ahead of time that the policy would literally lead to a murderer who bashed Laken Riley's head it destroyed her head. And they're just gonna, prison's crowded, so, he hasn't even been in jail for like a couple of months already. This story, I saw this and I was immediately like, WTF, dude. I can't believe this. We had an impeachment of Mayorkas for failing to protect the border. Laken's Riley name was brought up. You played a clip of Mayorkas' face going white whenever Laken Riley was brought up. And then less than 24 hours, less than 48 hours after the Democrats just, gave him a pass on the impeachment, killer migrant, Jose Ibarra, released because the prisons are crowded. This is insane, dude. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm JJ, that's Deacon. Oh, are you typing something? Oh, man. I messed it up. I messed the whole thing up. This is what happens because I'm upset. And then I just started. Hey, we don't have to do one today, dude. I got mad. I'm upset. Sorry, Deke.
Lord have mercy.
I know. That's what happens when you get riled up about something.
Hi, welcome to the show, zero people. Jesus Christ. Let's just throw everything out the freaking window these last 2 days. Hi, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Do you want to talk about this story now?
I just can't believe
it was hilarious that you was like, the first thing out of it was no welcome, no nothing. You were just like, this guy bashing her head in 78 times, and I was so mad. And hi, welcome to the show, everybody. I was just like,
I'm just so mad about it. I'm just so mad about it.
It's understandable, and you're allowed to be mad, and you're allowed to express that, and you didn't do anything wrong. I just thought it was hilarious that you just flipped the switch all of a sudden, and it shows how passionate you are about this because you went off your little.
I know
you're very much like me. Me and you are very much in the same in a lot of ways and completely different in a lot of ways. And one of the ways that me and you are completely alike is that we are very routine oriented people. We like to stay in a routine. If something breaks that routine, it really messes up. It doesn't mess up our brain, but it messes up our brain. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, it's efficient, right? Like if you wear the same kind of clothes every day or you eat the same kind of meal every day, that's brain power. You don't have to think about like, oh, what am I going to wear? What a waste of time that is to me. Or
do you know how many times I've said to Ashley when she says at night, what do you want for supper? Do you know how many times I have said, I wish I could just eat a meal bar. Just give me a bar that gives me all. I don't want to decide what I want tonight. Yeah, right. I don't want to pick. I don't want to have to make a choice 3 times a day. I enjoy eating the same things over and over again. I'm completely fine. It was
probably like I don't know, years ago. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago. I decided I was like, oh, I like this for breakfast, and I will literally eat the same thing for breakfast every single day. You know why? Because it takes
eggs, bacon, and what was the other one?
I would eat eggs and right now.
What's the other thing that you eat? I thought there was one more thing that you ate with the
eggs. I don't know. Maybe. Nah. Well, I would make like toast for a while, but I stopped eating toast, and
it was a piece of toast. It was a piece of toast.
Yeah, and I actually stopped eating bacon too because because of last year. But so now it's literally just like, oh, cheesy eggs. If I even eat breakfast, it'll be cheesy eggs because I don't have to put any thought into it at all. It's like completely automatic, and my brain can be doing other work. Same thing with like picking out clothes or whatever. I have some shirts that I like or whatever. They're rolled up. It's dark. I don't even care. I just reach in and pull on whatever shirt.
Half of my wardrobe that I wear just daily is radio station t-shirts, free t-shirts that I've gotten somewhere. I don't care.
Look, I mean, I get it. That's for some people, like it's for my wife, especially like for like meals, like she always wants to change it up. It always has to be different. I'm like, that doesn't make you happy. I don't know what you do. I had
a job where I was the court liaison for juvenile court for a while. And I had to go to all these different juvenile court proceedings and sit, and I had to wear ties. Suit and tie, not suit.
Yeah.
But,
all right.
And so I had like 2 or 3 white shirts, nice white collared shirts that I got, but I spent money on ties. My ties were my dress up. And I'm so thankful. I've said so many times, I don't miss that job because I made good money, but I don't miss that job because I didn't like, it's not me, man. I'm Fender Grateful Dead t-shirt guy. This is what I wear. I've even told my kids, I was like, if y'all put me in a tie and stuff in my coffin, when I die, and if y'all don't have me in a pair of shorts and a Pink Floyd t-shirt or a Fish t-shirt, I'm gonna come back and haunt all of y'all.
I mean, honestly, the right thing for you is for the as your casket is being lowered into the ground, Fish needs to be actually playing the band, playing you out.
I have an idea. I've actually said this. I told this to my brother and I told it to Ashley. I'll just say it on here. I just had this morbid thought one day. I don't like funerals where the religious officiant gets up there and says, well, I didn't know, Bob, or, why are you up there then? Is how I look at it. Why are you even up there? So I'm going to pre-record my my eulogy, but I'm going to DJ my own funeral.
So instead of getting to know anybody that could officiate your funeral, you're gonna just do it yourself.
I don't want anybody to officiate my funeral. I'm going to DJ my own funeral. I'm going to get on and I'm going to DJ it, and I'm going to play my songs, and I'm going to say my piece, and that's my last DJ.
Can I one up you here? Yeah. You need to wire your coffin to your headstone, and a speaker needs to be built into your headstone, and you need to record literally years of music and then weather takes in between.
I'm not going to be buried. I don't want to be buried. So, but that's great. That's great.
Anybody walking by your gravestone to be like, it looks overcast today at 8 the time and temperature, and then just
or when you walk by the headstone, it says, hey, we've been trying to contact you on your car's auto warranty.
You could, I mean, honestly, you could probably set up an AI to do that and like just check the time and temperature and to do it in your voice and the thing is, you bury the thing in the casket with you and you only have a like lined up to the speaker. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can exhume you. It's an eternal joke.
That's what I want.
Put a little solar panel on your gravestone. Mm-hmm. That's what you need to do. All right, let's talk about this
Morbid Monday here on Deacon. Hello,
all right,
welcome.
Yeah, and we had somebody bounce in, and then they were like, "Whatever this is, I'm not interested. Just leave, guys. Just bye. I don't care. I'm whatever. Don't care. Listen, okay. Here, we're gonna talk about this. Because I got to get it out. Otherwise, it's going to be on my mind. Laken Riley murder suspect released over lack of detention space. Homeland Security released an illegal immigrant accused of killing Laken Riley into the U.S. because it lacked detention space, according to his confidential immigration file. Senator Josh Hawley, Missouri Republican, read key parts of the file into the record at a Senate hearing on Thursday. Jose Ibarra, the man charged with the February 22nd slaying, was released under Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' power of parole. Yeah. which is supposed to be used in limited cases and only when there is urgent humanitarian need or significant benefit to the public. Now, we all know that the reason he was paroled into this country is because of a lack of detention capacity, which you and I both know is not a valid reason. According to the file that Holly read into the record, Mr. Ibarra entered the U.S. on September 8th, 2022, and was quickly released on parole. In September, Mr. Ibarra was arrested in New York on charges of injuring a child, but this case was not prosecuted. And in November, he applied to the Homeland Security for a permit to work legally in the U.S. and was approved in December after the department had records of his criminal entanglements. So, shouldn't be here, released on parole, okay, hurt a kid, didn't get charged, and then got a license to work. And that's all before he went and, murdered Laken Riley. So this is all on the record. This is all on Mayorkas, and to which we should all be saying, impeach Mayorkas. But they did, and nothing happened. Nothing happened because Democrats.
Yeah,
so
nothing happened. So keep voting.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to come to it's getting really close to the point. I mean, it's just getting close to the breaking point. I can see it. I've read history. I've seen history. It's getting close.
Let me just for no reason at all and not related to anything that you're saying. Let me just pull this up. Not at all related. This here is the website for the where's it? Where's my thing? Where's the thing? Check this out, Deke. Texas Nationalist Movement making Texas independent again. So whenever you guys in this country decide that, the left, the right, war, whatever, I'm just gonna be like, Texas, let's do our own thing, Texas. It really should have been a phone call. Yes, I know. Everybody knows. All right.
I've got go through your political stories this morning, please.
Let's see.
Get rid of them.
So I've been talking about the new CEO, Catherine Marr of NPR, and how she's, terrible. Apparently, she used to run Wikipedia, and she destroyed it. Wikipedia is totally garbage and absolutely captured. There's a story here on Breitbart.com about how she ruined Wikipedia, and she was giving a talk about it. I saw this video yesterday of her giving a TED talk, and she was like basically saying stuff like, we can't always be accurate about all the information that we have. We can't always know what's true, but we can always look for common ground. Yeah, as a journalist, we can't really know things, but we can just, make believe stuff that we agree on. And so it was like,
that's what we've been doing for years. That's what we've been doing for years, is making stuff up and just all agreeing. We don't realize that until you actually sit down and have a deep thought about that right there. All this stuff is made up and we just agree on it. The only reason everything around you is called, the only reason that thing in front of you is called a microphone is because one day, at one point in your life, someone said that is a microphone. You just believed it, and everyone else has believed it's and it has. But you know what I'm saying? The only reason we know what we know is because someone told us that, and we just take it for granted. I always said when Deacon was younger, I said it would be funny, if we as a society took our children and told them the sky is green, that color is green, and the grass, that color is blue, green and blue. It would be like 4 or 5 generations before that became a fact, because my dad and his granddad and his granddad and his granddad, they all said it was green and blue. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't take that long. It never took that long to reprogram people to start with, but now we have the internet. Now we have Wikipedia. And I go to Wikipedia every single day.
You don't? Do you really?
I've went to Wikipedia 3 times this morning. But
oh my God,
you know what I go to Wikipedia for?
I don't know. What?
I go to Wikipedia for music stuff. When I want to
Yeah.
know Bob Will's discography, what was all of his #1 singles, boom, right there, I can go down and look. If I want to
Yeah.
know something really quick, does Wikipedia, it doesn't have a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is incorrect. I found a lot of incorrect stuff. I don't look up science stuff on Wikipedia. I don't look like if I look up any religious type stuff, it's because I'm creating a story or a D&D story or
I mean,
something, and I want to know the
I go out of my
hierarchy of
way
it.
to avoid Wikipedia as any kind of source. You know, I mean, because you don't have any idea what somebody has absolutely corrupted.
They've got pretty strict, but there's, you know as well as I do, there's ways around all that stuff. When
Yeah.
Ashley and I were dating, I was going to make like a little cute joke and edit this one particular Wikipedia entry and say, "Hey, look, it says this on Wikipedia," because we had this little joke between us. And I started looking into what would happen if I edit this and knowingly
Yeah.
know it's wrong. And they were
Right.
like, your IP address gets banned and all this gets banned and this, and you get permaban and all this. And I'm like, crap, I use Wikipedia for my music stuff all the
Right.
time. You know, if I want to, I
Yeah.
type in Johnny Cash, I can boom, boom, boom. It's telling all this little bitty bits of information that I can throw in on the air real quick.
Well,
So
okay. So
Wikipedia is useful in some sorts, but I do not recommend you, if you read something on
can't.
Wikipedia, do not
That's
take
the.
it for fact. Look
It's
it up
the. But
further.
it becomes the default like truth box for dummies though, because they don't know anything.
Right. So how easy would it be to reprogram you? I
Yeah.
said that
Right.
about
Okay.
movies for years. People that
Let's.
in 100 years, people are going to watch the movie Lincoln and be like, well, that's what really happened, because nobody
So
reads books anymore.
we got Catherine Marr for 1 minute here. Just listen here.
We're talking about the idea of free and open as some of our founding principles, sort of free and open source coming from the idea of the open source community. Well, I have come to the opinion and the perspective that free and open was a way of looking at the world that was inherently limited relative to what we were trying to achieve. Free and open has the best of intentionality, but in the end, what free and open
What is she trying to achieve? That's the question. What are you trying to achieve?
If you do free and open, then anyone can say anything, and people might say things that are true. That might disagree with what I believe.
We need to come back to an era where we can have a disagreement and be okay with it. Be okay with the fact that you are not like me. We need to be okay with that.
This is hilarious because this woman is obviously corrupt and evil, but like it's like, oh, it's no big deal. She's just some dumb blonde. No, she runs NPR. She runs NPR. She has a passive influence on like millions of people, and they don't even know it. Free and open started as a nice idea, but wouldn't it be better if instead of that, it was like a lot of things I believe and nothing that you believe?
often ended up doing, and particularly in the case of Wikipedia, was really recapitulating many of the same power structures and dynamics that exist offline prior to the advent of the internet. And so what we ended up seeing was
patriarchy.
Wikipedia really rebuilt this idea of knowledge as a whole around what the Western canon. You see the exclusion of communities, of languages, because of the ways in which Wikipedia is based on reliable sources. The idea of a written tradition is something that is particular to many, the idea of a written tradition, which is particular to some cultures.
Written tradition. Bitch, we've been writing shit for a long time. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cussed. I'm sorry. Lady, we've been writing stuff for a long time. But wait a minute, hang on, let me get to the point. The problem with written tradition is, yes, we like to keep written tradition. As a history person, I greatly appreciate that. But also as a history person, I also know that it is very easy to burn down things or lock up books or burn books, get rid of books. So in the past, we've always had to use fire to get rid of the written information. And with Wikipedia, it is so easy to get rid of the
Listen,
information. We've actually
you're
talked about it on this show where Google changed the name of what was that
a
word?
definition.
Bloodbath. They changed the
Yeah,
definition of bloodbath. Google
Yes.
did. We
Yeah.
saw it in real time.
Yes, absolutely. So listen, your patriarchal, hetero, white history of writing facts down on paper and then relying on that is such a one-sided way of looking at the world. I ought to be able to tell you my own history of what is true, and it's equally valid.
And there are a lot of tribes and native peoples throughout the world that passed on their tradition, their history orally. That's why today it's so
super
hard.
accurate.
There's 2 or 3 tribes are like, we don't know if this is accurate or not, but they've been passing it down orally for years.
I don't know.
Generations. Yeah.
This woman is in charge of NPR, bro. Good morning, do good.
NPR.
Yeah.
And I don't donate to NPR, so
I'm not playing any more of this. She's an idiot, dude. She's a you know what? I've heard it said before that liberal white women are the problem. That's exactly what she is. They have an outgroup preference. No, so like it doesn't matter what's right or wrong. Liberal white women think that white men are the white patriarchy is the problem or whatever. So they have an outgroup preference. So the only group that has an outgroup preference, right? Like black women prefer black people, black men prefer black people. It's just a fact. Okay. It's by default. Asian people prefer Asian people. Hispanic people prefer Hispanic people, Mexican, whatever demographic group you're in.
Where they had white people, black people, Asian people, Mexican people.
Right.
They had all these different groups standing, and then they would let someone come in that didn't know anyone in the group, and who would they mingle with first? You mingle with your own race first.
Here, let me look it up on Wikipedia.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Outgroup favoritism is a social psychological construct intended to capture why some socially disadvantaged groups will express favorable attitudes towards social, cultural, and ethnic groups over their own.
So what you can do, though, if you go, nobody does it, but if you go down to the bottom of the Wikipedia page, you can find all the sources that were cited there and actually look those up and go to them if you so choose. And you can also look at who authored the page and who edited the page. And if you go to their page, you can see how many freaking edits they do and what they edit. So if you wanted to be a super internet sleuth on Wikipedia and start doing and putting together this charts and stuff, you could, or you could get a bot on AI to do it. But
yeah,
I'm just saying. All right, let's get off this NPR crap. I don't care about this lady. I don't want to talk about her anymore.
No,
I don't want to talk about the next story either. I saw it yesterday and thought, good for those kids, good for those middle school students, but I don't give a crap.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do anything.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Forget about it. Who cares?
No, talk about it. It was very.
I really don't have anything to say about it other than like, why do we live in a world where our kids have to protest their own schools to keep people from dressing up as furries at their schools?
Not just dressing up as furries, but like harassing them and biting them, acting like they're biting them and stuff. And the kids can't retaliate or anything.
Right.
I've told my son, I said, do not throw a punch. Do not ever throw a punch.
Yeah, don't hit anybody.
I said, if you are hit, you better finish the fight. And if you do, we'll go out for ice cream afterwards.
Utah middle school students stage walkout over furries. Students at the Mount Nebo Middle School in Payson, Utah, staged a walkout. The protest was over students who dress in animal costumes in regular life. According to WebMD, the furry community began to emerge in the 90s. It's a sexual fetish, okay? It's a sex fetish. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how innocent they act. It's a sex fetish.
It is. I completely agree with you. And I don't care if people get mad at me or not. You can be mad at me. You're not the first. You won't be the last.
a change.org petition titled Students for Humans at School, Not Animals, aka Furries, which calls for the school's administration to start enforcing section 3.1.8 of the district policies dress code, has amassed 1,500 signatures. However, the school district is pushing back, asserting that many of the claims prompting the protests are false. The Nebo School District spokesperson, Seth Sorensen, said the claims were false and denied that students wore full animal costumes. Let's see what he says. The message was sent after a group of students had been targeting another group of students, saying that they were overheard by others, that the administration felt they were inappropriate and shouldn't be said. The group of students being targeted, he added, were students who sometimes come to school wearing headbands that may have ears on them. He said he doesn't think the targeted students necessarily refer to themselves as furries. These are pretty young kids. You have students that should, why can okay, Deke, when you were in school, could you wear a furry headband with rabbit ears on it? No.
Dude, when I was in school, there was a kid that had a Bart Simpson t-shirt that said, "Don't have a cow, man." And he was made to put duct tape over "Don't have a cow, man."
Yeah.
We couldn't wear Beavis and Butthead t-shirts to school. One
Yeah.
girl got sent to the office and it was a big deal because she had on a Marilyn Manson t-shirt. It just had his face. It just said it had his face. It said Marilyn Manson. She got sent to the office.
Is it possible that the students are overblowing some kids wearing animal headbands?
From what I heard, I didn't read this particular article, but from what I heard, that these kids, these furry kids or ear-wearing kids or whatever you want to call them, were harassing the other kids to the point that like they're biting them and harassing them, and that's why the kids got mad. It's not just there's a bunch of kids. It's like furries suck and you shouldn't wear ears. I think these people were being harassed by these kids.
Oh yeah, no. In fact, it's right here.
Middle school kids are the worst human beings on the planet because they are completely confused. They're not kids. They're not adults. They want to be grown up. They can't. Their hormones are going nuts. And in this society where girls don't wear anything, I completely could understand why the boys are going crazy at that freaking age. So middle school kids suck. First of all, they don't know how to handle anything.
Yeah.
They don't know anything and they don't know how to handle anything yet.
They just they don't know. Yeah. The protest at the school involves students and adults, according to ABC4. Some students who identify as furries are accused of biting, scratching, spraying air freshener on, barking at, and chasing other students. Am I shocked that kids would misbehave in this way? Absolutely not.
That doesn't just stop at middle school. That goes on at high school. That goes on at Marshall County High School in Benton, Kentucky, 2024. It's going on today. One of my daughters gets barked at and every day. It's a running joke now. When she gets home, I'm like, "Hi, sweetheart, how was your day?" She'll be like, "Good." I'm like, "Did you get barked at today?" And she'll be like, "Oh, only a few times." It's a running joke now because I've asked. Wow. She just ignores it because she dresses differently.
Yeah,
she's got black hair and she's very trendy.
I mean,
she dresses it differently, so they bark at her. And here's the same school that will have anti-bullying week and anti-bullying month, and let's get more funding for anti-bullying because we're having anti-bullying week.
Yeah,
but they completely ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only bullying if you're in the out group.
And I'm the fucking terrorist, according to the fucking Virginia representative that says something about this at the school board meeting. I'm now a terrorist.
Are you hypothetical, or are you? Or
we just read that story Monday.
Oh yeah. You can't.
The Democratic representative for Virginia got up there and basically said, if you raise hell at a school board meeting, you're no different than a terrorist.
Yeah.
Or what they call be watching you. So that's what fires me up. And this crap in the schools. I've made fun of that for years. I'm like, anti-bullying. My son got bullied every day at middle school to the point that I had to contact the bully's grandfather. Listened to me and was a huge fan of mine on the radio. And one time when he called, I was like, I need to let you in on a situation that's going on. And he had a talk with his grandson.
Ooh.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to talk to him. I said, I want to keep
That's how
this
you do.
as smooth as possible. He's like, I know what I'm going to do. I was like, excellent. Never had a problem with him again.
All right. It's just wacky that we have a situation where we have to like acknowledge that students are protesting their own school for this kind of stuff. And let me just say, probably a lot of kids just think it's fun to dress up as animals, is like, haha, it's a funny thing. For some of them, it is a deviancy. It is a sexual fetish deviancy that they're being tapped into. And not only that, those same students are very I'm going to say, but I don't have any evidence to back it up per se. I think they're susceptible to other kinds of influences that lead you to grooming and other kinds of sick behaviors.
It's not unnormal to want to dress up and pretend to be something else. Wait a minute.
Right.
When
And
I
you're
was
right.
in high school, I used to dress up in Army gear with a paintball gun and go and play Army guy paintball. People do that every day.
Sure.
LARPers, live action role players.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done that, but a buddy of mine was a huge one. You know, we go down to the medieval festival that's down in south of Nashville almost every year. And my son's been like, I want to dress up. I want to dress up. Wouldn't it be cool to walk around being dressed up? We go to Comic-Con, people dress up.
Especially when you're a teenager.
Places for it, but you don't need to do it in like school where you're supposed to be learning.
That especially at that age, because they're awkward, they're uncomfortable. They need to put a shell on. They need to put a mask on or something to project an identity because they're insecure.
They don't know who they are yet.
Right.
They might be on the. I completely. We should support our kids more, especially our middle school kids, because they're going through hell. Right. I say all middle school kids suck because they do. It sucks. That's a sucky point in your life, man.
It is not good.
No.
All right.
Not.
Do you know who Benny?
The end of my crew is starting to go through. We're gonna get rid of that pretty soon.
I haven't even got there yet.
You haven't got there yet. I'm telling you, it sucks, dude.
Well, it's good that we get all of this frustration out now, because if I keep this kind of pent up, then in a couple of years when I get there, I'll probably have a heart attack. So I need to vent this stuff out now. All right. Do you know who Benny Johnson is? He's an internet dude. I don't know, YouTube, something like that. He's a conservative commentator.
Doesn't he own that car lot down the street? Benny Johnson's used auto sales. Is that not the same guy?
I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay,
he was in Oakland, California, doing a documentary on let's see. He was doing a documentary on he was filming at In-N-Out Burger. He was doing a documentary because the In-N-Out Burger permanently closed. It's the only location in the U.S. that's permanently closed. It had 1,000 reports of customers being robbed while at the restaurant. Have you ever been to In-N-Out Burger? I've never been there.
I've never been to an In-N-Out Burger, to be honest. Never.
There's one in town, but I don't eat burgers, so that's not my thing. So apparently, this one in Oakland, it had 1,000 cases of people being robbed, like at the drive-through or whatever. Just like 1,000 cases of robbery. It's absolutely crazy. So In-N-Out Burger was like, nah, we're good. We're gonna close this thing. It's the only one in the country. So here, let's watch this for just a second, guys. It's only a minute.
In-N-Out Burger is a beloved fast food franchise. They are wildly popular and expanding everywhere except for in one location. Welcome to the only In-N-Out Burger that has ever closed. This is a historic location. You can see the iconic building, but there's a fence around it. The signs have been ripped down, and the windows are all boarded up. Why did this In-N-Out Burger close? Well, because people were getting robbed in the drive-thru lane. 1,000 different criminal incidents of people being robbed while trying to get a burger in the drive-thru lane here. In-N-Out? Yeah, In-N-Out got the out of here. The reason that California has descended into a third world criminal hellhole is because of Democrat soft on crime policies that defund the police and that view the criminals as the victim and not the tax-paying citizen. Speaking of being a victim, we were literally robbed while we were filming this video. Middle of the afternoon, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Already smashed. Man, it's time to get the...
They were 20 feet away filming at the In-N-Out Burger, and they were robbed while they were filming at the In-N-Out Burger for being closed, for being robbed. California sucks. okay. I just thought it was
That's
funny.
pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. I was waiting for him to get like held up right there.
There was a guy in the car. The guy on Twitter, ALX. I don't know if you follow ALX on Twitter. He's a producer for Benny Johnson. He was in the car while it was smashed. Somebody smashed the window, reached in and grabbed the bag, and ALX grabbed it back. He was like, "Get out of here, MFer!" And they took off. So
have you ever seen the video of the cop in the car? I'm guessing it was an unmarked car. And he's sitting there, and the guy, he's filming because the guy has come up to his window, the tinted window. So he's filming the guy like right here, 2 feet away.
I think
and
the
guy's using duct tape and putting the duct tape on the window and trying to pull the window down.
Yeah.
He does it for like 3 minutes. This officer's just like sitting there. He's like, I'm gonna see if he does it. I'm gonna see if he gets it. He's doing pretty good. He's kind of calling it and whatnot. And then finally, he rolls down the window and goes, "Hey, man!" And that dude straight up faints because he goes, "Oh my god!" It's the greatest video. I'd have loved to have been that cop sitting there watching that.
Oh my god. All right.
I've got one more for you here. Since we're talking about schools and kids, I want to bring this one up for you before we move on real quick.
Yeah.
Have you seen this teen that was suspended for saying illegal alien?
Wow, really?
In school? Yeah.
Oh my.
The 16-year-old high school student was suspended for using the term illegal alien. Let's read this, all right? According to
wow. I'm sorry. My first thought is like lawsuit. Go on.
Oh, you're exactly right. Christian McGee was suspended from Central Davidson High School in Lexington, North Carolina, a team that Lyon County beat this year. Lexington, I think it was South Carolina, actually, for 3 days last week after he allegedly used the term in an English class assignment. Okay. The newspaper reported that the boy's mother, Leah, said the teacher had given an assignment that used the word alien, and Christian responded by asking the teacher if the teacher meant like space aliens or illegal aliens without green cards. So what happened then was, where does it get down to? What happened then was, I don't know if it says it in this article. Yeah, it doesn't say it in this article. I'm not seeing it, at least. So this other article that I read said that basically what happened when he asked that, is it a space alien or illegal alien with a green card, there was a Mexican student next to him that turned around and said, "I'm going to kick your ass."
Uh-huh.
So he was suspended, and the Mexican student nothing was done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
but it doesn't say it in this one from Newsweek, of course. Of course, it doesn't say that from this one from Newsweek. They conveniently left that part out.
So a kid used the word illegal alien. He was then threatened by another student in class. And so he is the guilty party because he incited. Oh, is that a truth meter at the bottom? Is that a truthy meter or an ad?
It's an ad.
Oh,
and fairness meter. Newsweek is committed to journalism that's factual and fair. Hold us accountable and submit your rating of this article on the meter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
submit my. Thank you for rating.
Left leaning. That's true.
This article center and fair. Because most people reading this article are brain dead sheep.
All right, let's do your AI story, and we have a couple of trailers to watch today. There's a couple of movie trailers that came out yesterday, and I'm excited for your reaction because I don't think you've seen either one.
I haven't.
So I got two.
AI.
Okay,
I've got some AI stuff.
Beep bop boop.
Beep bop boop. It's AI news. Come on, dude.
Beep bop boop. This is AI news.
Restream
Jeez,
sucks.
Larry, come on. Larry's so slow sometimes. He likes to skip around.
Right?
Gosh, Larry. All right. Have you seen this? This is really cool. The Air Force confirms its first successful AI dogfight.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay.
Basically, long story short,
2023 was defined by advances.
I thought it was going to show a jet flying around. And it doesn't. Okay, I'm pausing this crap. So basically, they got a jet. They won't say what kind of jet. They put AI in it. They had 2 humans in there as well, or they had a human pilot in there as well that could kill the AI and take over at any point. They carried out dogfight simulations, and it was successful. It was very successful. The human pilots on board with the controls to disable the AI system, but DARPA says the pilots didn't need to use the safety switch at any point. The X-62A, I think, oh, okay, maybe it did say. I thought it said it wouldn't say what kind. The X-62A went against the F-16 controlled solely by a human pilot. Both of the aircraft demonstrated high aspect nose-to-nose engagements and got as close as 2,000 feet at 1,200 miles per hour. Look, this is the funny line. I laughed at this. DARPA doesn't say which aircraft won the dogfight. However, dogfighting was the problem to solve, so we could start testing it. It didn't win, but that's fine. Why didn't they just say the AI didn't win, but that's not the point. The point was not to win. The point was to see if it could do a successful dogfight, and it showed that it could. Now they can refine the systems and work on winning the successful dogfight.
Okay, so just so that I understand, the goal here of the military is to put artificial intelligence into a warplane specifically designed to absolutely kill human beings. that is the stated goal. They want
Good. It's good to see that you're following along.
They want to.
We don't need to recover that. You're up to
They
date.
want to let AI fly and have guns and bombs with the express intent of murdering people.
Well, JJ, it's not like that AI does better at humans at anything.
No. Well, at least it lost.
At least it lost that now, but in other news,
I mean, it's
AI
gonna get
now
better, right?
surpasses humans in almost all performance benchmarks. Okay, so let me read this to you real quick.
Okay, all right.
Stanford University's Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, HI, has released the 7th annual issue of its comprehensive AI index report written by a blah, 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 blah. This edition has more content than previous editions. Whatever. For people that haven't been paying attention, that would be me and you. AI has already beaten us in a frankly shocking number of significant benchmarks. In 2015, almost 10 years ago, it surpassed us in an image classification, then basic reading comprehension in 2017, visual reasoning in 2020, and natural language interference in 2021. AI is getting so clever so fast that many of the benchmarks used to this point are now obsolete. Researchers in this area are scrambling to develop new, more challenging benchmarks. To put it simply, AI it's getting so good at passing tests that now we need new tests, not to measure competence, but to highlight areas where humans and AIs are still different and find where we still have an advantage. We're now having to think up, oh shit, we need to try to think up something we still have the advantage on. Come on, somebody, ideas.
Pulling the electrical cord out of the wall.
Screwing over other living creatures. Humans still rule the freaking world on screwing over other living beings.
Is AI better at lying than humans? Better at it?
No. It's probably just as good, but I think humans are still the best at lying.
Let's see. Killing people. We're still better at killing people. We are way better at killing people so far.
All right, I got one more really cool story. This is not really AI, but it's kind of scary if you think about AI in this kind of form. It's like, I've kind of seen this on freaking sci-fi TV shows and stuff like that. Perfect example, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there is a little, when Arthur goes up into space, Ford gives him a babblefish, right? That's where we get our thing. Babblefish today is named for language software, Babblefish. Well, that's where it is in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's a little alien life form called a babblefish, and they put it in Arthur's ear, and it goes into his ear, and it sucks in, and it like latches on in there in his ear, and the babblefish feeds on audio waves, and it what it does in symbiosis to the person or to the being is it translates all
Yeah.
audio waves to your brain waves. So
It solves, yes.
you can understand everything.
Communication.
Everything.
Yes.
It's a communication symbiote is what that is.
All
So
right.
this is cool. Scientists, if you believe some of this stuff that they say in this, that's fine. You may have different religious beliefs and whatnot, and that's completely fine. And because I don't know if I believe it all, but they have witnessed this. So basically, they've witnessed these two life forms that have merged together and created a new life form. It is a little piece of algae, or it's a little algae, and this other little critter. Okay, so basically, it's this is what it says, and this is a good analogy. Imagine if kidneys were actually little animals running around and humans had to manually filter their blood through a dialysis machine. Then one day some guy somehow gets a hold of one of these little kidney critters stuck internally and realizes he no longer needs his dialysis machine, neither do his kids, and eventually we're all born with these little helpful fellas inside us. Well, that's kind of what happened with this little thing here. Species of algae was found to have engulfed another little cyanobacterium that lets them do something that algae and plants in general can't normally do: fixing nitrogen straight from the air and combining it with other elements to create more useful compounds. So basically, this little thing found that the algae in this thing, the algae engulfed this little thing, but it didn't destroy it. The little thing kept on going, and it then changed the algae, that the algae was not having to produce as much whatever to in half of its crap, and they've measured it with x-rays, and half of the stuff that was going on that the algae normally had to do for this particular task of filtering, now this little creature that was inside it is doing it and living. And so it's kind of it's called an symbiote. So it's a really cool article if you get into that kind of stuff and read, but I just thought that was really neat. But there's some stuff in there that's talking about this is how humans formed, and this is how animals and plants formed, and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, look over that, but look at actually what they've studied and not their opinions on stuff.
Right.
All right. So they give you all their opinions in like 6 articles, and then look down at the bottom of the article and you'll read what the actual study did.
I'm going to need to look into that.
The TLDR
to get
of that. It was really cool. And they say, oh, this only happens once in a billion years. Okay, well, maybe
how do we know something happens once in a billion years?
Exactly.
How do we know that?
I've always said that. How do you know that?
I don't know that I trust them, but okay.
All right, let's watch some trailers.
Yes, let's do trailers.
Let me get into,
all right.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I can't help myself. I have to say this real quick. I said earlier that white liberals have an out-group preference and that woman is the problem. And here is some proof of it. So every other, so black people have a black group preference, Hispanics a Hispanic preference, Asians have an Asian group preference, non-white liberals have a white person preference, but white liberals prefer everybody else. So anyway, that was factual. Okay, actual trailer. Here we go. Do you want to do fun or mysterious? Let's do mysterious. We'll do mysterious.
Yeah, mysterious.
Have you heard of this filmmaker called M. Night Shyamalan?
Dude, you don't want to get me. Ashley would set if you said that right now in Ashley's presence, Ashley would go, you don't want to get him started on that director. I love M. Night Shyamalan. Let's pause it. I don't want to hang on. I love M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I think that he is very misunderstood. People don't understand the meanings behind his movies.
All right.
Because they miss the whole underlying storyline, which is the main meaning behind the movie.
Okay.
They only see what the movie's about, but they miss I think he's brilliant. I used to argue with a freaking other DJ across the hall at our big stations. He thought he was a stupid ass director, and I loved him. And we used to have this discussion all the times, like me and you. He was a good buddy of mine, and we used to have this. He'd be like, "You're a dumbass. He's stupid." And I'm like, "Well, you're just too stupid to understand the meanings behind his movies." So I love this guy.
All right.
Love
So
it.
we're about to watch. So we're about to watch an M. Night Shyamalan
I
trailer.
didn't know
and-
this. I didn't know he
Yeah.
had a new movie coming out.
Yeah. And now I'm going to make a prediction right now. Okay. We're going to watch the trailer, and about halfway through the trailer, your brain is going to be like, oh, I already figured the story because I know how Shyamalan works.
No.
Hold on. And by the end of the trailer, you're going to be like, well, that can't be right because I've already know. So something else is going on. So that's what's about to happen.
That's the beauty behind him.
Here we go. I got sound now.
Lady Raven.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lady Raven.
Hurry, come on.
Wait. I gotta tie my shoe.
No dad jokes. This is serious. Come on.
I'm sorry. Lady Raven!
This it slap, Dad. Thank you. This is literally the best day of my life.
on the floor in an arena on the floor seats.
Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can leave you here in the seat.
I'm good, Dad.
Right? Cooper, Jamie, what's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie. I'm not supposed to tell. Something happening? Don't rat me out. I won't. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here.
I can't hear you, Deke.
Sorry. As soon as that black guy was like, the butcher, he is here today. I thought, well, that guy's the butcher. The dad.
Right. Yes.
Butcher.
Okay. That's prediction one.
Prediction one.
Dad.
I'm sorry, Riley, what was that?
Your daughter's never gonna forget this day.
You're kind of dope, right?
That's interesting. I'm kind of wondering what his flip is going to be because
Exactly.
the obvious flip is going to be that the daughter is really the serial killer, but that's
Okay.
too obvious. So that's not going to be it.
And it can't be it can't just be that he's a serial killer. He just told us that he's
Right.
he's the butcher.
Right.
So
and that's what Shyamalan likes to do. Did you see Old?
I saw a trailer for it a couple times.
Really good.
Yeah,
I've watched it a couple times. It's actually really good.
My wife
it's not a kid's movie, but
yeah. My wife was like, I don't want to watch that, so I haven't seen it yet.
It's not like it's real interesting. The story is real interesting. Once you find out what's going on, and at the end, you're like, oh, well, that was kind of a cool little thing.
Yeah.
And it's like completely feasible. It's like, yeah, if something like that, I would completely see that happening in our world today. So that looks really good. I like Shyamalan. Me and Kendra will definitely go see that one.
So that was you expect a twist. There has to be a twist, or it wouldn't be a Shyamalan movie.
Shyamalan movie, right? Yeah.
So what can a twist be?
I don't know, but Shyamalan is really good about throwing crap out at the very beginning, and that defines everything. Because I mean, think about The Sixth Sense. If you think about that, was brilliant storytelling because he told you at the very beginning everything that happened.
Yes.
And then he goes on to lie to you for the rest of the movie and pull shade out of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's the same
That's
way with the village.
Kind of trick.
The village, you had this whole, this whole overlying terror and fear, and then you feel this bravery of this young girl.
Yeah.
And once she finds out the secret, and then she
Yeah.
finds out, you're like, oh, and he tells you that it's fake, and then he scares you with it again.
Yeah.
After you know it's fake, you're like, what the crap? And then there's a completely another twist that you're like, what?
All right. Now we're going to go from a sophisticated trailer making you think to something a little bit different. I wonder how excited you're going to be for this. Transformers 1.
Ooh. Turn it up.
Hold on. We got no sound.
So, how long do you think we'll be here? I'm not talking to you. You know what? We are so screwed. Thought you weren't talking to me.
You two, come with me. Report to Waste Management.
Hi there, I'm B127. I'm actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron.
We're gonna call you B.
I know we're just lowly worker bots who can't even transform. Don't you want to see what's out there?
There's a reason no one goes to the surface. It's dangerous.
Why'd you bring jetpacks?
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you.
I accept those terms.
The surface.
It's beautiful.
You have proven yourself worthy. Take these and access your full potential.
Great.
It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
We can transform now.
On 3, 1.
It's working! Where's my head? How do we use these things? Oh, look at wheels! I need wheels! Woo!
Guys, that's not good.
We've got these powers for a reason. Let's use them.
We stand here together as...
What's that?
Such a cliched line.
Yeah.
Shit's used everywhere. We got these powers for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having...
Never heard that before.
I want to get your impression of this, but let's finish it.
Yeah.
1.
Whoa! I got a battle mask! It appears with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands!
I can see that. B, these are not the bad guys.
Why did you cut the door?
Wait, no, it was already like that. Right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
It was. Yeah,
Yes.
it was already like. Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to stop it there.
John Hamm, Stevie Shimmy, Keegan Michael Key. There's everybody I recognize there. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what is your reaction to Transformers 1?
The story looks good, but as a voice actor, I wish they would have gotten real voice actors. And of course, you're not going to get Peter Cullen to do Optimus Prime because he's
He's
it's
retired.
A young Optimus Prime. It's no, he's not retired. He still does stuff. But you don't want to get an old Optimus Prime, but you want to find a voice that would sound like a young Peter Cullen. You know, you want to find the voice for Megatron. Yeah, maybe have found another guy with a little kind of gruff in his voice, just a little bit of gruff, because Megatron ends up talking like this. So you maybe want to have a guy with a little bit of gruff in his voice or whatnot. The Bumblebee, I just don't like it when the cartoons cast major actors and stuff, because there are millions of wonderfully talented voice actors out there that don't have the looks of Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, it's Chris Hemsworth, right?
Right.
He's famous Australian, right? You know him from Thor, but why would you cast Australian? Why would you cast Chris Hemsworth to play like Optimus Prime? I mean, like, I don't know that I get it.
I don't like that.
I mean, I recognize ScarJo's voice, but I didn't. It wasn't until I read the credits that I was like, oh, that's Chris Hemsworth. Okay, I can't figure out who this movie's for. I'm not letting my kids watch it. Badassatron. I'm not having my kids say that. It looks dark. It looks kind of cheap.
It's made for the neckbeard guys. It's made for the Transformer dudes. That's what it's made
But is it though? Is this the movie they wanted after like, I don't know, a half dozen Michael Bay movies and like, 40 years of Transformers is and like I can't even count the number of cartoons that they've had, right?
Look at this. Look what Dogood said. He recently read an article on biocomputing. Yes, I've seen some stuff on that. It's really cool. JJ don't believe in that stuff, though. He's weird.
Biocomputing?
Right. Song of the day. JJ,
Please.
Our last song for Fallout this week, for our song of the day, our Fallout, is Happy Times by Bob Crosby and the Bobcats.
All
Revolutionizing safety for an uncertain future. So check out Bob Crosby and the Bobcats. It's a nice little slow song from the 1930s, I think it's 1937, 36. I don't know. So there you go, JJ.
Yeah. Deke, let's do jokes. At the end of the show, we do jokes. Thanks you guys for hanging out with us. You know what, Deke, I feel a lot better now that we got all of that, of frustration and anger off of our chest earlier. So I'm glad we were here, even if this was one of the most terrible shows that we've ever done. Why did the flashlight, the camera, and the remote control car attend a funeral?
The flashlight. Why did the flashlight, the
camera, remote control car attend a funeral?
Attend a funeral.
Yes.
I don't know why.
They were grieving the dead batteries. Hang on, just give me a. Yeah, all right. That's a no.
That's the appropriate response.
Thank you.
I wasn't feeling good the other day. The buddy stopped by and he was like, cheer up, man. It could be worse. You could be stuck underground in a hole full of water. And I know he means well, but, I know he means well. He means, do you want another one? Let me give you another one since it's Friday.
You know what? Let's do a twofer. Let's do a twofer.
It's a twofer this today.
All right. Sure.
All right. How do you get? No, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
why did the Queen go to the dentist?
I don't know.
To get crowns on her teeth.
Oh, it's terrible. That's a terrible one.
Yes. No?
How do you get 6 elephants in a Volkswagen?
I don't know. How do you get 6 elephants in a Volkswagen?
Oh. How do you get 6 elephants in a Volkswagen?
Yeah.
3 in the front and 3 in the back, dude.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Put 3 of them in the front and 3 of them in the back.
They completely over my head.
Okay.
I can't even see where this joke is.
Those are my favorite types of jokes.
Talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her next swim meet to a psychopath dude with fake teeth. Tune in now to your Tune That Show. JJ and Deacon, they're the ones that know. Subscribe quick, the Squid Monster's on